This is part 6 in the 6-part series entitled #Quit Your Day Job. This one is all about what do you do if you can't break through? Well, I totally get it. It's not so easy for people just to walk away from a job for a number of reasons. Maybe the job that you're in is sponsoring your visa. Maybe you need to stick around a bit longer to learn a few more skills so that you can evolve to a level of work that you actually are really excited about. Or maybe you just don't know where to go because you need to go and invest in some therapy and a careers counselor in order to work that difficult stuff out. However, in the meantime, if you're stuck in your current situation and you need some thought starters around ways to make it all the more bearable, this one's for you. So I recommend having a chat to your boss if you are in a corporate scenario where you could potentially go to 3 or 4 days a week. Now, people do this for the sake of having children all the time, but it's my belief that you should be as entitled to have a day off a week for the birthing of ideas as you have for the birthing of human beings. That's just my personal opinion. Some bosses won't agree, but it's worth investigating to see if it's possible. And why the hell work for a massive firm if you can't have that sort of safety and security and freedom to change things up a little bit and give yourself that flexibility with work hours anyway? It's worth talking and opening the discussion for negotiation, because that could be the difference between staying where you are or leaving. And maybe they'd be happy to hold on to you for the sake of doing it in your terms. Another thing that you can potentially do is change the way your week looks. And by that, I mean change your lifestyle. Go to bed an hour or two earlier and wake up an hour or two earlier. And use that time for you. Use that time not watching bullshit television like you would if you were staying up late at night, but doing things that give you energy, give you a return for the investment of your energy. Like writing in a journal, doing a yoga class, doing a ballet class, finding a running group, drawing, painting, you name it. If there's anything that you've been wanting to find the time for, those hours exist. You just need to find them and you need to be selfish with them. Speaking of selfish, it's a really good idea, and this is what I recommend for anyone who has been in a situation where they are spending every night catching up with people or with partners or doing things for other people. Have one night of the week that is just for you. It's all about being self-centered. That's right. Be centered within yourself and invest energy away from everyone else in something that you and you alone love. Don't even tell anyone about it. Don't even talk about that one night that you are having a date with yourself. As Julia Cameron of The Artist's Way calls it, an artist's date. Don't share that information with anyone else. It's just you, for you, by yourself, doing something that you really delight in. It could be something as simple as going out for dinner. It could be going to the movies or going for a walk and reading a book in a park. I literally laughed out loud the other day when I thought of an idea of a date that I could take myself on, and I knew that I was onto something, and I knew that it was worth investing that energy in. If you're stuck in a physical space that is a workspace that brings you down and doesn't delight you, try and change that space up a little bit via decorating it in a way that reminds you of the life you want to be living. My workspace, before I left it, was covered in images of artist supplies so that and pictures of artistic inspiration, so I could remind myself of what I was working towards when breaking out of there. Another thing you can do is get the hell out of your workspace on your lunch break. Do not dine al desco. Do not sit eating your lunch at your desk. Use that 20 minutes even, although it should be 45, to walk around the block or to go and do something away from work stuff. Read a magazine. I don't care. Just do something that is all about getting some ownership back over your time and over your energy. Ideally, you'd be meditating, but one step at a time. Another thing you can do is just find ways to plant the seeds of learning within your own mind so that you are aware of what your opportunities are beyond the work you're currently in. So that might mean setting aside a coffee date every Saturday afternoon with a different friend or associate or friend of friend who works in an industry that sounds kind of interesting to you, that you might like to go and investigate or find out more about. And begin that process of gathering intel so that you can equip yourself with the inspiration and information that you need to one day make a break for it. There is a lot you can do, and probably more than I could give you in 3 minutes. So please feel free to get in contact with me. I'm at thenakedcreativeshow@gmail.com. And another thing you can do is check out the podcast, The Naked Creative Show, which is all up on the website, thenakedcreativeshow.com. And in that, I interview artists and creative types all about how they do what they do. Everyone from ceramicists to poets to painters to musicians to filmmakers to writers. I want to know about process, and I want to know how people structure their creative time. And that is also a great way to work out how you could be investing in your own time as well. This has been a wonderful journey. Thank you so much for joining me on it. And please be in touch. I'm Dan Brophy. Expose yourself more often.